guys, it's Tim, and this is Wrestling Unlimited. As well, it's Wednesday, and that means tonight was AEW Dynamite. As far as tonight's Dynamite does go, I thought it was a pretty good show. A little reckless at times, but one of the better Dynamites that we've had in a while, at least in my opinion. I know more people like Dynamite than I normally do, but I thought tonight was a good show. I thought tonight was a pretty good AEW show, a great follow-up from the pay-per-view, from the Double or Nothing show. Somewhat. Like, okay, we didn't need the tag team no DQ match because that had a decisive whatever win, finish, whatever you want to call it, at the pay-per-view. So it's like doing that again tonight and it being no DQ. Yeah, that match was not good. That match was not good. Two women may have gotten broken noses. Penelope Ford looked a little lost at the end of the match. Hopefully she's okay. So, and then that clothesline off the top, she didn't even come close to hitting that. And someone goes, oh, well, if Harley Cameron wasn't all hunched down, it don't matter. That don't matter because god dang, Penelope jumped too far to the left. Left, I think is what it was. Anyways. Yeah. For the most part, good show. I thought it was a good show, building up towards some things. Oh, next week, oof. Next week's a 4-hour fucking Dynamite. Yeah. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. So, overall, though, that was a pretty good show. With that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you're watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel, one of two different ways. You can subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime. Because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month. And I greatly appreciate it if you did right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Oh, the other thing that totally sucked was that damn Trios title match. I didn't even know the match was happening. I didn't even know the Trios titles were on the line. But the Frat House, or whatever you call them, absolute garbage. And I feel bad for Preston Vance. Absolute garbage. Also, remember, if you want to help us out, you can help us out over on YouTube. You can do that by hitting the subscribe button. That way you know we post new videos. That way you know we go live. And that way you know we post to the community tab. Also, remember, you can help us out by becoming a channel member. All you gotta do is hit that join button. And as a channel member, you get a badge next to your name, emotes and emojis you can use in the live chat. You get access to our graphics tutorials and our graphics packages, which should be up tomorrow. I recorded it, got to edit it. The tutorial and everything should be good to go tomorrow. But with all of that, also remember that if you want to get your comment, question, or concern read live on the air, you can do so by donating a super chat in the live chat. And finally, head over to the Epic Games Store. Head over to the Epic Games Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game, whether you're buying an old game, whether you're claiming a free game or getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys, use this code right here, PWU Unlimited, at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. Remember, right now they are in the middle of their mega sale. You go over there till, I want to say it's the 12th. June 12th. Go over there and have some fun. Also, remember the Fortnite Battle Royale Galactic season, the Star Wars season. I was trying to remember Galactic Battle, or whatever it's called. I was trying to remember the actual season name. It's almost up. Only a couple more weeks to complete that. So if you are looking to get into that before it's over, use our code PWUNLIMITED for all Epic Games and Epic Game Store purchases. But with all of that, as far as Dynamite does go, they are in El Paso, Texas, and the show opens up. Excalibur welcomes us alongside Tony Schiavone in the ring, alongside Taz and Ian Riccaboni. And give me 1 second. Um, okay, never mind. I had a message that I thought was something, but it was someone saying, hey, there's already betting odds out for All In. I should check it out. Okay, cool. I thought like something got announced for All In, but no. So Tony Schiavone's in the ring, and he welcomes in the Men's Owen Hart Foundation Cup tournament winner, Adam Hangman Page. It's a huge ovation from the crowd. Page walks out wearing the title. They got the cup, the trophy out there as well. And then Page comes in the ring and just goes, I'm going to win the world title. This title don't mean nothing. And he basically just throws the pink belt, the Owen belt, to the side. And it's just like, yeah, this belt means nothing, so I'm not going to carry it around. And I'm like, God, it was like the third year in a row we've heard this. The title means nothing. Why are we giving someone a belt? Why are we giving people a belt for this? It's a waste. Anyways. He says, wake up in the morning, and the moment's already passed. Everything is about the future. But the past 3 years, it's something he's let himself kind of lose sight of. The end goal. He said, what matters isn't wins or losses, winning or losing. It's what you decide to do when something happens. At a Double or Nothing, 2 men entered the ring knowing that one of them had to be defeated. So, he thanks Will Ospreay for giving him the fight of his life and reminding him why he has decided to do this in the first place. He said Ospreay could carry this company, and he knows that now. Facing him one-on-one, he knows that Ospreay is good enough to be that guy. But he can't be right now. He has to be. One of us had to taste defeat, and it was you. Well, the other, me, tasted victory. Which Page says he can't really relish in because he's got to focus. This is when he said, I got this title around my waist that means nothing, and he threw it aside. He said that he is going after the AEW World Championship, and that is all that matters right now. He said it's been the prize and responsibility he's chased ever since the moment this company existed. These 3 letters were created, AEW. Unfortunately, the title has been locked away in a briefcase. Not a shining light to show the world what AEW means, what these letters are made for. Human dignity, which we all strive to be, it's been locked away. And Page, who has been here since day one, he told the fans they would be, well, in for a treat. He promised them that in 7 weeks, right here in Texas, he will win the AEW World title, freeing it of the briefcase and letting it be seen by all once again. Page will defend it with every fiber of his being once he wins it and promises to always keep it active. And then Swerve came out, and I just go, oh no, not this bullshit again. Not Swerve and Hangman and all their crap again. I thought we were past this. Swerve marches down to the ring, and I'm just sitting here going, oh, please, God, no. Oh, please don't set something up. Don't set up a match. And I think I know where they're going by the time this was over, after Ospreay came out and said what he said, but you had an intense stare down, I guess you would say. They showed highlights from April 9th episode of Dynamite where they said that the Young Bucks, that is, said that, well, they screwed Swerve Strickland because their friend Hangman Page never wanted to see Swerve with that title again. So they did it for the love of the Hangman. Strickland then said that he pondered over this for months. Then he looked over at Page and said, you have something to do with this? Was this all you're doing? And Page is like, no. Honestly, when I came down there that night, I contemplated helping you. I really did. He said, dumbass. And he called Swerve a dumbass and looked him in the eyes. He said, for 1 second, I thought of helping you. He said if Page wanted to cost Strickland the match, he would have just done it himself and told him to his face that's what he was doing. But he didn't. That's not what he needs anymore. That's not what he wants anymore. Strickland said, you're full of shit. And I don't believe you. And they get even more face to face when Will Ospreay comes out. Ospreay comes out and powers down to the ring like he's like, oh crap, I gotta stop this before they fight. Dauber said Ospreay is unexpected here. Is he gonna stir the pot? All three men are in the ring, and we're in a holy shit chant that's being edited out. Ospreay tells Strickland, hey, I don't want to see this. This isn't what's best for business. You know, you've always been there for me. You're like a big brother to me in this business. But this is not what we need to be doing right now. Ospreay said that Page had a decision to make on Sunday, and he could have walked away after their match. But no, he was the bigger man. And he came back and he shook my hand. He said, and that right there showed me that he cares about AEW. Not himself, but the company and the fans. It's the same feeling that Ospreay had when he lost last year to Strickland. Strickland picked him up, telling him, look around. They all love you. People started to believe in him again, just like Strickland told him they would. And Page made him feel that again in defeat. That, hey, I might have lost, but I'm not down and out yet. He said, we only have one shot to make this right, to get the title back, to take it from Jon Moxley. And all we need to be doing is making that easier for Hangman. Ospreay, Strickland, and Hangman. Which caused Ospreay then looked at Strickland and Hangman. Strickland slapped the mic out of Ospreay's hand. Strickland then screamed at Ospreay that this is never going to work. Page will never go for it. He's never going to be a player. And he walks away. Ospreay and Page, they come face to face. Page says that he will never take Strickland's help. And he walks out as well. So what I think is going to happen here, and I could be completely wrong, but what I think is going to happen here is we're going to go all these next 7 weeks with us thinking and them telling us Swerve might screw Hangman. Because Swerve got screwed by the Young Bucks for Hangman. Swerve may now go to All In and screw the Hangman. But in the end, I think Ospreay's going to talk sense into him. He's going to help the Hangman. I think in the end, Swerve helps Page win the belt at All In. Not kind of what I want to see, but it's better than them just feuding again. But then also that means we're going to get 6-7 weeks probably of them doing this back and forth of, oh, you screwed me out of the belt back in Dynasty, and I'm going to screw you at All In. It's only fair. When Hangman really didn't. So we'll see. We got, again, like 6-7 weeks to build this up. I don't know what Swerve does at the pay-per-view. I don't know what Ospreay does at the pay-per-view. But two guys that honestly maybe even team up against the Bucks. I don't know. Maybe we do get that. Maybe we get, and this would suck for both Swerve and we're in Ospreay because it's kind of like a whatever match. But maybe it's Swerve and Ospreay against the Young Bucks at All In. Maybe, just maybe. I don't know. But not a bad segment. It was just like, oh, more Hangman and Swerve. So then they tell us, only 45 days till All In. There are highlights of anarchy in the arena. They call this the greatest anarchy in the arena we've ever seen. Then the Death Riders show up in the back of a truck. They jump out as Jon Moxley, Marina Shafir, Wheeler Yuta, and Gabe Kidd, because Gabe Kidd's actually in this match, not Yuta. Now, here's my thing. They keep saying Gabe Kidd is a mercenary for hire. Jon Moxley has brought him in, but then never said why. There's no reason why Gabe Kidd is with the Death Riders. Like, why? Why? For what reason? He is there helping them. Why? Is he being paid? Is he a bounty hunter? Is he Keith? What's his name? Brian Keith? Is he a bounty hunter that they've hired to help them? I don't know. So we did get a trios match. Not a bad match. It was Jon Moxley, Gabe Kidd, Marina Shafir against Mark Briscoe, Speedball Mike Bailey, and Willow Nightingale. Bell sounds and Kidd and Briscoe start the match off, slugging things out. Forearms, punches, chops, plenty. Match did break down pretty quickly. Bailey and Moxley start fighting. Shafir and Nightingale start fighting as well. Briscoe floated over in the corner and pulled Kidd to the floor as Bailey slid a chair in the ring and did a Sabu pose before launching off the chair onto a pile of people on the outside, wiping out Shafir and others. When we come back from a commercial break, Briscoe found himself being worked over in the corner of the heels after Moxley blindsided him with a knee to the back of the head. We also saw a Gabe Kidd exploder suplex. Moxley at one point slid out of a corner Hurricane Rana attempt, swept the leg, and Bailey tried to fire off a thrust kick, and he kind of hit it. Spirit Nightingale then tagged in and traded some stiff shots. Nightingale connected on a series of lariats and thrust kicks of her own. This led to a spine buster for her too, which Kidd broke up. Nightingale, he did it by grabbing Nightingale by the hair. He yanked her head right off of Marina. So at one point, Shafir turned around into a Nightingale lariat, causing a complete reset of the match. Bailey and Moxley made the tag, but Yuta threw a chair into the ring to distract the referee, Aubrey Edwards, who Earl Hebner had some words about her recently. This week, he was on a podcast and said that she got too big of a head on her shoulders, and she thinks that she's part of the act, when really you're the referee who's supposed to be hidden in the match, which I agree. He said the referee, 90% of the time, or more than that, or something like that, supposed to be hidden. You're supposed to forget the refs even there till they're needed. But Aubrey likes to make herself the focus. He ain't wrong. Oh, Earl. Anyways. So the referee gets distracted. This allows Bailey to get knocked to the floor. Kidd quickly drove Bailey into the barricade and then hit a reverse fireman's carry slam through the timekeeper's table to go to another break. And then we go to this break and I go, oh, it's 2 breaks? This match is going long. Good match, but it did go a little long. We come back and Briscoe's getting beat up, just like before. Bailey gets tagged in. He starts getting beat up as well. He tries to have a little forearm battle with Moxley, but he lost. Eventually, he does get a little bit of momentum and fires off some kicks and stiff shots. We then see randomly Chris Statlander watching backstage, and then nobody acknowledges it. And then somebody, you could tell, somebody says something in Taz's ear, and Taz goes, oh, hey, was that Chris Statlander watching backstage? Watch it on the monitor. See Chris Statlander there. There's a hard strike exchange with Kidd and Bailey. No, Kidd and Briscoe. Briscoe tagged in and then had a hard strike exchange with Kidd. He bit at a cut of Briscoe before firing off some headbutts to the chest. Kidd missed a charge and ran into a Briscoe exploder. At one point, Yuta got a kick off the apron on Bailey. Briscoe hit a froggy bow and Kidd kicked out. There's a J Driller that was blocked as Claudio Castagnoli appeared at ringside. And I go, oh, well, this match went to hell because now everyone's just getting involved. Claudio's out there and he starts fighting with different people. And then Commander shows up and he just starts walking the ropes, doing his thing. And Aubrey's not even, what the fuck? This guy is actively in the ring, actively walking the ropes, doing shit. And the ref's not trying to stop him. Commander does a flying rope walk, springboard deal onto Claudio on the outside. They tell us the Claudio and Commander will be fighting this weekend at Collision. And we go back inside the ring. Briscoe got a roll up on Moxley, but only got a 2 off of it. He then popped up and quickly hit a paradigm shift. Moxley, that is. There's a bulldog choke on Briscoe, camel clutch on Bailey by Kidd as Shafir locked in the mother's milk on Nightingale, and all 3 babyface tapped at the same time. Good match with a meh finish. I will say that. Good match with a meh finish. They made these baby faces look weak, where they all got caught at the end in submissions. And yeah, what was Commander there for? To weaken Claudio, not to help the baby faces? Come on, guy. Come on, guy. We get a quick little Hurt Syndicate video. They're just telling us, hey, they defended the title successfully. MJF's still part of the group. That's basically it. Oh, yeah, and I think MJF said something about Bobby and Shelton got gold. I'm going to get back to Triple B. So we got a pre-match little video here. Comments from Megan Bain and Penelope Ford, who said tonight, Anna Jane, Harley Cameron are the next sacrifices after cheating in their match at Double or Nothing. I'm like, they did? I don't remember them cheating. I barely remember the match. But okay, whatever. So Ricochet is in the back and said that he told everybody at Double or Nothing he's going to win. and he's now on a quest for gold. But he looked at the landscape. He sees Death Riders, ops, family, and realized, I need a crew. Some loyal subjects to help me on my quest. Once I find the perfect crew, it'll show everyone why Ricochet is out of this world. And I go, no, I don't need goddamn Ricochet with Leo Rush and Action Andretti. No. Do not add the crew to Ricochet and then have Ricochet have a group. And no. This ain't New Japan where everybody's got to be in some sort of a faction. No. 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 Please no. But it's going to happen. He kept saying crew, which means they're going to put Ricochet with Leo Rush and Action Andretti. So we got the no DQ tag match. It's Harley Cameron and Anna Jay versus Megan Bayne and Penelope Ford. And this match was rough. Like, oof. Not that great. So Ford came out wheeling a trash can. Bayne had a golden chair. Well, trash can lid, I think she had. Anyways, Bayne had a golden chair. While Cameron and Harley J came out with some boards in their hands. Jay started chucking chairs into the ring as Bayne wasted no time going on the attack of Cameron, setting her up on a chair in the corner. Excuse me. Ford then drove Jay into the barricade while Bayne missed a corner cannonball through a chair. There's a double DDT by Jay and Cameron on Ford, while Bayne no-sold a board shot by Jay, so Cameron decked her with the pipe to the back. There's a chair and a pipe shot. They kind of ping-ponged Megan Bayne back and forth, and she never really sold much of it. Cameron avoided a suplex at one point, dropped toe hold on a Bayne into a golden chair, while Jay hit a snap drop kick onto the chair into Bayne's face. There's a big boot leg sweep combo on Ford as the crowd started chanting for tables, and well, they brought out a table. So during a commercial break, it was this picture-in-picture, so we saw this one. Bayne recovered and drove Jay through a table in the corner via a Death Valley driver. But Cameron made the save on the pin, only to suffer a gut-wrench German release suplex for her troubles. Bayne wanted a Uranagi off the apron through a table, but Cameron battled back, tried to go for a sunset bomb, fought her off, and Jay whacked her in the head with a chair. Megan Bayne crashed down through the table. But she didn't sell that for long. She was up pretty quickly. Cameron tried to cast a Dora on Bayne, who countered, grabbed her in like the jaded position with the glam slam, slammed her face first onto the steel steps, and busted Harley open. Like immediately, the ref goes and looks and checks on her. Doctor runs over with a towel, Doc Sampson, and they're like, oh, this looks bad. Commentary's like, this ain't good. This don't look good. And Harley is bleeding all from the nose. Looks like a broken nose. So she says she's good to go. They keep on going. The match doesn't stop. It was a gory special that connected on Ford by Jay, but Bayne made the save and hit the Fate's descent onto a chair. Cameron made the save for her partner this time, but was dropped by Bayne with the lariat. A furious Bayne started chucking chairs at Harley Cameron. Literally, she was like, not hard or anything, but she like had a chair and she was just throwing it down. Harley's sitting, like just sitting up right on the mat. She's just throwing chairs at her and shit. And the doctor's like trying to tend to Anna Jay on the outside, who's now messed up. We see her later with a big old cut on the top of her nose, a couple of them. She may have a broken nose. And then Megan Bayne yells something at Penelope Ford. And Penelope kind of just backs up into the corner. So Megan Bayne walks over, and this does not look good. This is not a good look. Megan Bayne literally walks over, grabs Penelope, and sits her up on the top rope. And I go, why couldn't she get up there herself? And so Penelope's trying to stand up and get up, and she's just looking out of it and wobbly and not all there. And so she stands up, she kind of gets her balance, she screams, and then Penelope jumps off, and they try to go for the Doomsday device. Well, they shot it in a way that actually was in their favor, because Penelope looked like she was way too left and completely missed. Completely missed. And you got people online going, well, that's because Harley was slunched over. Harley wasn't sitting right. Well, first off, Harley's fucked up. And second, no, it wasn't. It was because goddamn Penelope jumped to the left. Or didn't jump she didn't jump properly because I think she was messed up too. She looked out of it. Hence why goddamn Megan Bain had to grab her literally with all of her strength. Like, it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to help you get up there. This looked like she wraps her arms around Penelope and herks her up onto the top rope. Sits her up there. Like, hey, you can't get up there yourself because you're messed up? I'll get you up there. We got to go to the finish how it's set. But anyways, Megan Bain pins Harley Cameron and the heels win. This did not look good. This did not look good. Looked like 3 women in there got messed up. Not sure 100% on Penelope, but she didn't look right. And Harley bleeding out the nose, broken nose probably. Anna Jay, couple cuts on the top of her nose. They say maybe she's got a broken nose by the way the doctors were checking on her so furiously. So, yeah, I don't know about all that. So then Mercedes shows up to the building. Oh, Mercedes Monet, because they're in El Paso and she loves Eddie Guerrero. She had to show up in a lowrider. This is a waste of 3 minutes. Drive in. She's sitting on the back of this lowrider. She's got her 4 titles. And then we just sit there while they go. Do the whole lowrider, lower the bags and all that. She gets out, got all over her belts. She almost loses her glasses, and then she just walks off. And we go to a break. And we don't see her for another like hour and 10 minutes. I'm like, why do we need that now? What? Huh? Okay then. And apparently the trios titles were on the line. I don't know, because they never said it was a title match. But then the Frat House guys said that they're going to win the titles. So I don't know what the fuck any of this was. I think Tony Khan, this Frat, I'm going to say it right now. I feel bad for Preston Vance. He just getting thrown from group to group to group. And this one's the worst. I think Tony Khan back in the day saw them nitro parties from colleges and was like, oh, those were cool. I need a frat house group. I need a frat group. I need some college guys. And yeah, this isn't good. This isn't good at all. We got footage of the Frat House partying at bars in El Paso the night before with, quote, their pledges. And I'm sitting here just going, oh my God, what are we doing? This is a low rent ROH gimmick at best. I don't even think this is worthy of ROH. This is so shitty. And so they're going through this thing like, oh yeah, we're gonna win the titles, so we're the Frat House, so we've been partying in El Paso, and da-da-da. And Joe Shibata and Hobbs have to just stand there and watch all of this, and just and you can see Joe's face. Joe's got this look on his face like, you get over this? Can we finish this yet? Can I kill these guys so I can go back into the back and go home? Like, Joe was not amused by any of this. And immediately, he flattens Preston Vance, knocks him down, hits him with a senton. Garrison comes in and tries to chop with Shibata, and Shibata ain't having any of that either. So there was a stalling corner drop kick and a float over suplex that got a 2 as Carter was in, and Hobbs ragdolled the hell out of him. Delivered the meat locomotion lariats. Straps got lowered, and Jameson hit Hobbs with the paddle. Hobbs no-sold it and quickly beat him down. Then all the pledges started jumping in, so they started getting beat down. And eventually Hobbs dished out spine busters to everybody, finally putting Carter away after 1. Tried to leap after he was leaping off the top rope and pinned him to pick up the victory. This sucked. This group, I've seen this group like once before. They're not really much on AEW television, at least not on Dynamite. Might have been the Collision the only other time I've seen them. But yeah, this sucks. And it's like, I thought they were actually going to try and do something good with Preston Vance with Roosh and his group. But look like that died out. That's just shit gone to hell. So he went from Dark Order, Roosh's group, LIJ or whatever they're calling them. And now he's with these guys. It's just like, yeah, no. This is one of the worst gimmicks in all wrestling right now. I'll say it right now. This is one of the worst gimmicks we got. The Frat House. They're college guys. They like to party. God, this sucks. So Renee Paquette's in the ring. She says, I want to bring out a woman who fought her heart out this past weekend at Double or Nothing. And I'm like, oh, okay, we're getting the Mercedes Tony segment. She goes, Jamie Hayter. And I go, what? And they go, Jamie Hayter requested this time. She wants to speak to the fans. So Renee brings her out. She's like, so unfortunately, you were unsuccessful at the pay-per-view. What is next for Jamie Hayter? And then the lights go out. And I go, we're still doing this Jamie Hayter, Julia Hart stuff? Okay. And then all of a sudden, cameras come back, all the lights come back on, and we see Theela and her logo on the screen. It then says the toxic spider, Theela. All of a sudden, the cameras cut from the ramp and the monitor, like the Titantron deal, to the ring where she had already taken down Jamie Hayter. So they missed the whole thing. They totally missed it. Goddamn production. AEW production. It's a foregone conclusion that at least every show, at least something is going to get missed at least one time. Something, especially it's usually something important, is going to get missed by production at least once a show. So Theela had taken down Jamie Hayter. Jamie, I guess she got her back up and she hits her with a wild forearm. She's standing over her. All of a sudden, Theela, it's like a spider Bray Wyatt pose. And then she does some weird like flip out of it, and then the crowd's just dead. So I post on Twitter. That was it. That was it. And old boy Sean Ross Sapp, I will just show this because he did not get what I was saying, and he trying to defend AEW here. Where's his comment? Here we go. So, pull this up on the screen. I sent in a tweet that goes, wait, that was it? Seemed like the crowd had no clue who she was. Meant that in a couple of different ways. A, that was it. That was quick and not really, didn't seem effective. Plus, crowd dead. So he responds with, she's never been on American TV. What were you expecting? So I make a joke. But I thought the AEW sickos are supposed to know who everybody is. If you say, who is that? They call you a fake fan on here, which is true. Whenever someone goes, who's that? I don't know who that is. They go, oh, well, you're not a real fan because you don't follow everything. But I expected them to do more with her debut, not be fucking 30 seconds, take out Jamie Hayter, miss half of it, and that's it. She does the spider pose and go, oh, okay. I think Taz like called her Tarantula Jones or something like that. So, yeah. I mean, I'm going to be completely honest. Before like 2 weeks ago, I never heard of Theela. Completely honest. Before 2 weeks ago, I'd never heard of her until, Theela got fired from Stardom and she's probably going to AEW. That's the first time I ever heard of her. Never heard her name before that. But yeah. We got a video package hyping up Mystico at a Grand Slam Mexico on June 18th. Then it had Adam Cole versus Kyle Fletcher, which was a good match with a shitty finish. Very shitty finish. So at least, now, here's the thing. I'm the guy that's always like, AEW announces matches that don't make sense or they're for nothing. At least there was a little bit of, okay, I get why this match is happening, kind of. Now, I don't understand fully why the title needed to be on the line, but I get Kyle Fletcher getting an opportunity because he did pin, what was it, Kyle O'Reilly? He did pin one of the Paragon guys at the pay-per-view in the 6-man. So it's like, okay, this guy got a win over the group. Give him, I wasn't a big fan of give him a title shot right away, but I can't really super argue it. Now, if he would have pinned Cole, that would be a completely different story. Yeah, give him a title shot right away. But regardless, it didn't matter anyways because they did a shitty-ass Don Callis family run-in DQ. Callis was on commentary. Fletcher turned his back on Cole's entrance. Taz called Callis the worst gimmick infringement in the group. He said he's doing a hook. Callis goes, oh yeah, we steal shit from everybody all the time. We're always looking at other people and stealing their stuff. It's what we do. I'm like, hey, at least you're honest about it, bud. Honestly, people shit on Don Callis. Like, it's the cool thing to boo Don Callis. I think Don Callis is freaking great. Anyways. Callis put over Cole as being one of the greats, which is why his family wants to beat him so bad, because they can beat greats, and they're greats. They said something about tomatoes. I don't know. I didn't really fully hear it, but I just know he said something about Adam Cole and tomatoes. So Fletcher was sent over the top rope and onto the apron, where Cole fired off a super kick. As he teased the Panama Sunrise, RPG Vice. Yeah, they're not Roppongi Vice. They literally call him RPG Vice. RPG Vice. Like, just call him Roppongi Vice. What? Why are they RPG Vice? Anyways, they kind of stood in the way, so nothing could happen. But then Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly ran down to make the save. Brett and Romero retreated to the back as they were chased away. So this distraction allowed Fletcher to attack Cole and deliver a violent shit powerbomb on the apron that missed, and Adam Cole's head barely grazed, but in a way where it looked like he was hurt. Grazed the back of that goddamn the apron. Poof. Was this bad? Was this bad? Like, say, I got it. The Hawk here is Adam Cole. And this is the side of the ring, right? He gets power bombed, and you think, okay, apron bomb, boom, right on like the shoulders, right? That's where you normally hit, right around the shoulders. But Fletcher just throws him and just like literally picks him up and throws him, and he boom grazes us like that, boom, just boom, back of the head, and it's just like, ooh. Yeah, that is not good, especially for a guy that's had a lot of concussion problems. That's not good. Hopefully he's okay. But not long after that, we do go to a break. When we come back, Cole tried battling back, but Fletcher quickly hit him with a spinning body slam. Fletcher opted to pose, and the delay allowed Cole to hit a super kick. There's a forearm exchange that saw Cole ramp up some offense and a pump kick and then go for the last shot. He hit it and got a 2. The Panama Sunrise countered into a roll-up for a 2 as Fletcher popped up with a snap German and a running corner boot. Fletcher wanted a brainbuster, but Cole countered into a last shot and a Panama Sunrise flush. Cole lowered the knee pad. He went to go for the boom, and out comes Josh Alexander, who didn't just try to interfere. He slid in the ring and just fully, boom, attacks Adam Cole. The ref's got no choice but to call for the DQ. Match is over. Fletcher and Alexander then kept putting the boots to Adam Cole until Brody King would run out. He had a steel chair in hand, so Alexander and Fletcher bailed. Security ran down to separate everybody. Then they tell us, well, Alexander can't run for too long. He's got Brody next. So, yeah. This was our main event match of the night. Brody King versus Josh Alexander. Winner goes on to the 4-way next week to fight for the International Championship. So, things kind of started during the break. And when we return, King and Alexander were fighting off security and trying to get at each other. Eventually, it all broke down and we got the match. There's a snap drop kick out of the corner from Alexander, who choked King with his shirt for good measure. Callis then called Alexander the greatest of all time from Canada, as King hit a big backdrop and shoved him down by the throat. Alexander then dodged a chop against the post, allowing him to post King again, targeting the bad arm. King then fought back with a slam on the LED barricade, but clutched at the injured hand. King teased a dive, but Alexander cut him off with the momentum and hit a DDT through the ropes on the apron. Alexander then drove King into the steps and stayed in control during the commercial break. After the break, King managed to release a German suplex, tried to lariat with the bad arm, but not to much effect. Both got up in the corner, and as they were on the top turnbuckle, the pad got removed, allowing Alexander to drive King's bad arm down onto it and into the steel. Alexander wasted no time on the apron, but King locked on a sleeper. At one point back in the ring, King wanted a corner cannonball, but Alexander moved and got an ankle lock. The arm was trapped in a German. The arm was trapped in a German out of the corner by Alexander, who is now all of a sudden busted open. Big old cut over the eye. King landed a right in Alexander's face. I think he popped them big. To go to the top, Alexander wanted a moonsault, but King got the knees up, and he hit a King Kong lariat. King then answered back with a wild Gonzo bomb and picked up the victory. Alexander is then laying there, bleeding like crazy. And Taz says, looks like Alexander got hit in the face with a bowling ball. Like he is bloody, just laying there. So then they go, oh, we're going to send it to the back. Kyle Fletcher has some things to say. And he's all pissed off and mad. And he was like, I could have beat Adam Cole tonight. I had this match won, and da-da-da-da-da. And right on cue, Adam Cole shows up, and the two start brawling. Security pulls Adam Cole away, and Adam Cole's yelling, I had you beat. I had you beat. Next time we fight, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you, Kyle. And that's how the segment ended. So, yeah. We'll see where that leads to. Probably going to get some sort of a no DQ or whatever match going forward. Then we have main event segment. Let me get the poll going here really fast on Twitch. What think of Dynamite? I liked it. It was all right. I didn't like it. All I'm going to say about this main event segment is really show that Toni Storm is superior over Mercedes. And I will say this, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. And you guys probably know, not a big fan. Almost hate the timeless Toni Storm character. But as much as I dislike the character, you fully got to give Toni Storm all the respect in the world, all the credit in the world for A, committing to the gimmick, and B, doing it so well. It's a gimmick that I'm not, a fan of. I'm not the demo, you would say, the demographic of who would like that kind of a gimmick. But I see how well Toni Storm does it. And so it's like, I couldn't see anybody else in wrestling right now doing a gimmick like this at all. So, again, props to Toni Storm. She's amazing in what she does. One of the best female wrestlers in the world today. I'm just not a fan of the gimmick. Not that I don't like Toni Storm. I'm just not a fan of the gimmick. But a huge fan of Toni Storm herself. Again, in my opinion, bell to bell, in the ring, even on the microphone. One of the best there is today in all of women's wrestling. So when it comes out first, and she says, I just won the Owen Hart tournament. We're here in El Paso, where my hero Eddie Guerrero's from. But I'm better than both of them. She said it's why I'm the CEO of AEW. And she's immediately cut off by Toni Storm. I'm like, thank God. Both ladies then circle each other in the ring before Storm places the AEW World title down. Monet said the fans are sick of the black and white, wanting a champion full of color. Couple meanings there. Storm said she waited so long to see Monet finally face to face, 441 days. Monet arrived in AEW on a show that was named after her. Since then, she's won titles, made history, and remained undefeated. Storm said that Monet has never once looked nor spoken to her, but claimed, oh, you've always wanted me. You've wanted to come after me, telling Anthony Khan that I am the match you've always wanted. Well, then what took you so long? Mercedes then goes like this, because Tony says, you told Anthony Khan, and I'll try to do the accent, but I can't do it as well. She says, you told Anthony Khan that I am the match you've always wanted. So what took you so long, darling? And fucking Mercedes goes, patience, darling, patience. Tries to do the fucking Tony gimmick and accent, and it just dies. The crowd is not reacting. She then says, it's not all about you, Tony Storm. It's about my legacy. I am the Beyonce of pro wrestling. She says something about, I used to be a boss, but I am no more. I'm the blueprint of this revolution. Storm said, I'm the Tony Storm of pro wrestling. Monet has never met anyone like me. Monet said, the shy, nervous girl she met 10 years ago is very different. And so am I. She said it all in. She's bringing the AEW Women's title home. And they'll never have a greater match. And the women's division will never see a greater match than what they're about to have. Storm mentioned a lot of similarities over their careers, leaving certain successes behind because they realized that it wasn't enough. So they followed their hearts to AEW, becoming exactly who they were meant to be, which is basically saying, hey, we were both in WWE. We weren't really treated well there. We left there. Now we're having success here. Basically what she's saying. She said, one glaring difference. While Monet wants all the titles, Tony needs only one. And she's lived, cried, bled, and died for it. If Monet wants to ride the Monet train through the Tony tunnel, she hopes that she can get deep enough. And I'm like, oh shit. Tony Storm with more of her come fuck me jokes. Monet said it's not even Storm's hips that are deep enough for this Monet train. Storm then says 45 days till we meet in Texas. And somewhere in the world, little girl with big dreams will be watching and saying, holy shit, these bitches are crazy. And then she'll find out who the better woman really is. Storm sincerely believes that Monet is the greatest of all time, but unfortunately to her, Storm happens to be timeless. Monet said that, you might be timeless, but your time is going to come to an end at All In. Storm said that she'll never see it coming, darling. Monet offers a handshake. Storm slowly accepts. Monet then pulls her in. Storm gives a smell of her and kisses her hand. Monet tries to do the Monet Maker, the shit-ass move. She avoids it. Storm tries to go for the Storm Zero on the belt. Mercedes bails. Storm is then in the ring. She's soaking it in. The crowd's cheering for Tony. She does her little dance thing. A little ding, 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 ding. And then Mercedes does her dance on the floor. And so Tony tries to do Mercedes dance. And she's like, I'm not doing it well. And Mercedes is getting all pissed off. And then Tony just falls on the mat and does her thing. And over the top, fucking crazy shit and dumb, but great all at the same time. And it just shows us Tony Storm, leaps and bounds, superior over Mercedes in all aspects. Just saying. But that is everything that happened tonight on AEW Dynamite. We got some stuff announced for Collision. Hechicero versus Mascara Dorada. Winner goes into the four-way for the international title next week. Claudio versus Commander, with the winner also going into the four-way for the international title next week. Remember, 4-hour Dynamite. Sky Blue will take on Mina Shirakawa. And then RPG Vice and Konosuke Takeshita will take on Roderick Strong, Kyle O'Reilly, and Tomohiro Ishii. With that, guys, that is everything that took place tonight on AEW Dynamite. With that, you know what I thought of the show. It's time to hear what you guys thought of tonight's show. So let's go and check all these polls. As far as the polls do go, refresh. As far as the threads poll, 58% liked the show, 25% thought it was just all right, and 17% didn't like it. Looking at the Twitter X poll, 42% did not like the show, 31% thought it was just all right, and 26% liked it. Dang. Looking at the community poll, 68% liked the show, 18% thought it was just all right, and 14% didn't like it. Looking at the live poll, 72% liked the show, 22% thought it was just all right, and 7% didn't like it. Finally, everybody that voted on Twitch liked the show. With that, guys, that is going to wrap everything up. I want to say thank you for joining me here, twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. With that, we'll be back live on Friday for Friday Night SmackDown. Have a great night, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys.